So let's analyze when this move happens. Let's analyze when this move happens. Alex says, if it's so easy, why is it so difficult? I don't think it is, bro. Dog, I think trading is easy. I don't even know why anyone would do anything else. You're talking to the wrong person. Whew. I can print money. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is easy to me. Doesn't always work, because you'll get the other rotation. You'll get the bull move and you'll lose some money. But on a longer term scale, in real estate, which is obviously the safest way to create cash flow, to create wealth and all that stuff, the hardest part in real estate is who can finish it. The hardest part in real estate is finding the opportunity, finding the deal. The easiest part in trading is finding the opportunity. And trading is just pull up the chart, dude. I mean, just pull it up. You're going to have an opportunity. Support, resistance, draw things, and boom. You know, whatever stock it is, doesn't matter. AMD, Tiffany's, Barnes & Noble, whatever it is. Like, there's opportunities. So therefore, if the opportunities are easy, all you have to do is protect your capital. All right, so let's walk through that drawing that I did to kind of talk through how I would have known what's what. So you have the move, you have the S curve, and you have the rollover. When this candle comes in here, this is the candle that tells me what is possible from this location is this, right? That's when I know that the green is possible. But in order for the S curve to get broken down and for it to bounce out of there, we need to get above this pivot with a close. And the reason I say a close is because at that point in time, the trend is bearish. I'm going to pause there for a moment. Any questions on that application? Because I'm going to show you where it would have been unequivocally obvious to take this trade short. I'm sure you can see it, but I'm still going to make it happen again. Natasha says, please repeat that. I know when the hammer and the orange arrow that I'm pointing to comes in, once it gets formed for the first time, the green movement is possible, where we turn it into a double bottom, the S curve gets broken, and we go higher. The only way that can happen, though, is you have to close above resistance, which is the green line, because the trend is bearish. If that does not happen, you now have the unequivocal price to short below, because this is the failure of that support on the S curve. You would short below that hammer 1,000 times out of 1,000 with your stop loss in the green zone. And even then, you could get this. This is possible for the rest of your natural born life when you're taking a trade. But if you short high enough, the odds and the likelihood that it will eventually win, if you're able to short high enough and your stop is in a good enough spot, it allows you to have incredible risk reward and incredible entry timing. So now to continue practicing this random chart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to point to a few candles. And someone's going to get this correct and someone's going to win some money. Don't try to guess yet because you don't know the question. Which candle represents the newly formed bullish pivot that must be taken out for the trade to continue lower if it's going to continue lower? Got some good questions here. And the first answer was by my boy, Matt R. Matt R got it correct with the answer blue. Now, a lot of you are going to say green, and bear with me for a second because I'm going to blow your mind on why you're wrong. Or, sorry, you're not wrong. I apologize. You're not wrong. You're actually right, but you're not as right. And I'm going to explain why in just a moment. But green is a very, very, very good answer, but blue is the correct answer. And we're going to explain why in just a second. Why is blue the right answer? Now, this is a very, very interesting question. So again, to repeat the question, which candle creates the bull pivot that has to be broken for the trade to go down, to go lower? And here's the answer. You would not have known that the candle in green is coming by the time the candle in blue gets broken down. The candle in blue that got broken down was the higher low candle. That's the candle that would have said, up until your knowledge arena, this is the most bullish candle for us to go below. Because if you go below the candle in blue, you're also equally going below the candle in red and in black simultaneously. Therefore, it is the lowest pivot for it to be broken. Therefore, here in, what's the different color? This fuchsia color, when these candles here come in, you have 4 bear candles in a row. Mike, is this where you short? Obviously, after 4 bear candles in a row, this is where you get bearish? No? Are you sure? Okay, where do you get in? After those 4 bear candles come in, what would your setup be? And your setup would be, you are now actually going to short off of the low of that pivot area. Once those 4 bear candles come in, you're going to use what was the previous higher low as your short entry. Meaning the green candle would have been the candle that you would have gotten filled on. And your stop loss would have been up here. And then after this candle comes in, you lower your stop loss to here and you slowly enjoy the bear right down. Now, obviously, as we take out this giant bull candle here, that's a good sign that the trade should continue lower, which means you could slowly lower your stop loss. But the candle in blue is the candle that says, once this is done, it's no longer a higher low. Goodbye. Can you still lose on this trade? Duh. But the point is to be able to understand the market structure based on what would consider this to be a higher low and a higher high. Because the candle in blue is a higher low and this is a higher high that just got absolutely pummeled. Once that higher high and higher low got broken down, you are okay to short based on just general market structure and wave theory. Because if this is truly some type of wave 5, that means that this would have been an A, B, C. Boom. I love it. Type in a 7 if that was a huge breakthrough for you. That was a huge breakthrough for me because that's how I'm looking to get into a trade. That's exactly how I took the winning trade on Tesla this morning. It was the same type of structure. I waited for a big candle to get taken out with a close and I shorted back into the prior support level of a bull candle that was creating that higher low. This is the part that obviously everything takes practice. But what you're going to notice is in this trade, we kind of slowly kept going down. And if your entry was here and your stop loss is up here and you lowered your stop to here, then here, then here, then here, this is a profitable trade. And imagine a life where all you need is 3 or 4 of these trades every month. Imagine if you can sit down for a bit and just go, wait a minute, what if the only thing I do is wait for good setups, wait for good edges, wait for good gaps, wait for good trends, take the breakdown of good bull or bear candles based on market structure, have my stop losses in place, and just like follow a formula to write it down. And not only that, but here's a quick trivia question. What is my most profitable time of the day for my day trades? My most profitable time of the day is 12 to 3 Eastern. What time did this trade right here occur? During that window. During that window. Because you're able to have a lot tighter stops. You're able to see so much. So to go back for Joseph one more time, I would have seen this trade break down. My short setup would have been shorting off the low of this candle. They stop above here. So that way, I'm not going to place my stop right there because that's where everyone's stops are. So I'm shorting off the low of this pivot. Stop is above here. Once I get some bear candles come in that retest the low, all right, now I'm filled bearish. We lower the stop loss from there to here, which is about 0.7. Wait a few more minutes. Lower the stop loss from 0.7 to 0.5. Wait a few more minutes. Lower the stop loss from 0.5 to 0.2. Wait a few more minutes, and you hit your target. Come on, team. You guys can do this. Day trading is not hard. Stuff's easy. It's easy. You are the one making it so hard. Your fear of losing, your fear of being wrong, your fear of losing money, your fear of not being good enough for your family, your fear of all the fun things that come with money management.